Hey, Brennan here. Welcome to the channel and thanks for tuning in. It is the scouting combine weekend. It is the final piece of the puzzle for us to finalize our scouting of the 2025 rookie class. So we're going to have some fun. In the next few days, I'm going to be dropping some shows. Today's show is about the tight end winners and losers from the combine. I'm going to be doing a show like this for the running backs and then for the wide receivers as well as, like I said, the final piece of the puzzle, right? I've been watching these players on film for the last 2 years. And what do I take away from the scouting combine? First and foremost, I'm not going to overreact one way or another. Okay, these guys train for these drills. They don't have pads on, so I think it's a little misleading in some cases, but nonetheless, I look at it as a baseline athleticism for tight ends, right? As I watch a tight end and I'm scouting the all 22 films and I see a player with movement skills, there's a difference between 40 times speed and play speed, right? I lean more on play speed than 40 times speed in cone drills and stuff like that. But however, it is information that we're going to use as part of the puzzle as we solve the puzzle to see if these guys are going to make it to our dynasty rosters. All right, so we're going to have some fun. I'm going to talk about 3 players that increased their draft stock potentially with their performances, and 2 guys that may have hurt their draft stock by participating in the drills. All right, if you guys remember from last year, a little bit of history. I love giving history lessons on this channel. Theo Johnson last year, remember, was the best, most athletic tight end we've seen in a long time going to the combine. I think he ranked like first in his athleticism score and his RAS scores, relative athletic score. We're going to take a look at that. But last year, he was the king of that, and it really didn't translate to him winning this year in year 1. And just as a side note, I think in defense of Theo Johnson, he still could be a legitimate tight end in the NFL. I think it takes 2 or 3 years for these guys really to hit our dynasty rosters unless you are an elite prospect. So there is hope. So let's not go overboard or underboard with what we see. All right, let's get to the list. All right, the first guy that really killed it at the combine was Terrence Ferguson, measured in at 6'5", 247 pounds. He led the group with the best 40 time of 4.63. Had a great vertical jump. I think he led as well with 39 inches. I really was impressed with the way he pushed the sled. He dominated in that, and I think he clearly was the winner as far as physicality, something I look for in all of these players, obviously going to the NFL, but he pushed that sled, I thought, better than anybody watching it, more with ease than most people that I watched. He had a really good 4 seasons at Oregon, and, he just wasn't used in the passing game as much. So I think he's relatively, really good. I think he's going to be an early day 3 guy. His RAS score, 9.57, you can see on the screen here as well. So he tested higher than, the majority of these tight ends. So I think the NFL is going to look at that. I have him ranked on my big boards right now as tight end 5 of the class, and I think I'm going to keep him there. I feel like even after this, like I said, I am not going to move these guys up wildly one way or the other. I'm going to give you where my ranks are before the combine and let you know if I'm going to make an adjustment either way. But Terrence Ferguson was a winner at the combine. All right. Second guy that really impressed me was Mason Taylor, 6'5", 251 pounds. He measured in at. Now, if you've been a subscriber of my NFL Draft Big Boards, or you are a fan of my YouTube channel here, I put out many films on Mason Taylor. I've had shows that I've talked about him being a little undervalued only because they've had such a great wide receiver room there, and they have just, not used the tight end. But man, this guy's got bloodlines from the NFL. He did not test, but his gauntlet drill, he looked like a fluid, smooth mover. Caught the ball well, liked the way, with the target, the way he positioned his hands and everything like that. I mean, I think he is physically gifted with a fluid movement skills, and I think he did himself well. Didn't decide to test, so maybe, why? I'm not sure if he was injured or not, but nonetheless, Mason Taylor solidified to me. He is my tight end 4 in the class. That's where he was now, and I think I'm going to keep him there. But he's got great hands, great route running, and like I said, his dad was a player in the NFL as well. And he doesn't have a RAS score really because he didn't participate in the testing drills. All right. The other guy, this is a little bit of a sleeper. He is my tight end 8 in the class. Mitchell Evans from Notre Dame, 6'5", 258. He led in the 10-yard splits. He was okay in the 40 with 4.74. But this is a guy that I've had my eye on. And if you play the Devy format, he's been a name that's been out there. Tight ends have come from Notre Dame. We have Mayer and stuff in the past, and he was supposed to be the next great Notre Dame tight end. He kind of ran into some injury issues in his career there at Notre Dame, but he could be a sleeper. He just wasn't asked to do a whole lot at Notre Dame this year. He did have a decent season. I think he just had over 500 yards. Don't hold me to that. I don't have his stats here, but he very well could be a sleeper in this class. Like I said, I've got him at tight end 8. I'm going to keep him there. Good RAS score here at 8.95. So overall testing athletically, he looks like he is going to be possibly, he's going to be a day 3 guy selection, but you never know. You get that great landing spot and you just never know what can happen. He could be a sleeper. So he is my 3rd winner. All right. The losers, I mean, there is one loser that I'm talking about that most people are talking about, and that is Gunnar Helm of Texas, 6'5", 241 pounds. He measured in, did a 4.8440, disappointing. So the question is just how elite is an athlete, right? We talked about earlier in the show. I like Helm, and what I saw, he was a seam beater at Texas and had a solid year. Great season. But again, you look at that speed and the athleticism. I don't overreact to 40 times. I'm more about short area quickness than 40 times. And I really don't use the 40 times on these combines to move a player, really wildly in any ranks. I am not going to overreact. He just did not test well in here. I've got some notes here. 7th percentile in weight, 7th percentile in the vertical jump. He skipped out on the broad jump, apparently. And his 40 time was just not great. So he's going to be clearly a day 3 guy. There was some chatter out there that he could potentially be a day 2 selection in the draft, but I think it's going to be more like a day 3 selection with Helm. RAS score here, look at this, 4.49. So his athleticism is in question now. He might have to have a great pro day. But again, he was not one of the elite tight ends in this class anyway, so he has to be a stock down. All right. So another stock down, Harold Fannin Jr. I want to talk about. This guy had an up and down 40 time. It was like he did one drill, everybody was like, I'm out. He did another drill, everyone's like, oh, not too bad. So he kind of, he is right now my Gunnar Helm was my tight end 7, by the way. I don't know if I mentioned that, but tight end 6, I got Harold Fannin Jr. And I think that's where I'm going to keep him right now. I'm not going to overreact again. That's what we do too much. Everyone just takes these little bit of things. I mean, the guy had a great year at Bowling Green, over 1,000 yards. He dominated in college football, and now people are going to drop him down his board because of his 40 time. I'm just not going to do that. I mean, he's my tight end 6. I think he's above average in this class, and I'm not going to move him down. But he had a great short shuttle at 4.39, 6.97 3 cone, which is great. All right, 9.10. Broad jump isn't it's average, but look at his RAS score here, 7.57. So he's above average in athleticism. And again, a lot of people are questioning he played at Bowling Green. So how does that translate to the NFL? Isaiah Likely is a comp that's out there, and I did that when I did his rookie scouting report on this channel. I said Isaiah Likely exactly was my comp a few months ago as well, because I see a role just like that for him in the NFL. He's not going to be a starting tight end. He's going to be a tight end 2, and maybe he gets on a team similar to the Baltimore Ravens where they heavily use their tight ends and they split him out wide. He's not going to be the blocking tight end. He's admirable in giving an effort, but he's not going to be a guy that's going to be lining up on the end of scrimmage. So he has to be a stock down a little bit, because I think, his size came in at 6'3", 241 pounds. So people were excited to see him over 240, just to add a little extra weight to be able to maybe block on that line. So there you guys got it, man. I'm going to make these shows short and sweet. I hope you enjoyed that. My running back and wide receiver shows, I'm going to have a little bit more in depth. I'm recording it right now. It's Saturday afternoon. It's going on right now, putting this show out for you guys. So the next day or two, I'll be posting those as well. And if you want access to my NFL drafts at Big Board and you want to support my work, check out the website here on the screen. It's $30 a year to get all access to all 22 film cut-ups of a lot of the players that we discussed here today. And I already got rookie ranks for the 2026 rank class and the 2027 rookie class for our dynasty rosters. It's a pretty cool product. So thanks for watching. Hit that subscribe button too. It doesn't cost you a thing to hit that subscribe button. Trying to get to 17K subscribers by the NFL draft. So help me get there. Hope you enjoyed the show. Thanks for watching.